Hey guys, it's me Adriana and welcome back to another YouTube video. Today's video is going to be a very different video compared to the other videos that I've made. So today I thought that'd be a good idea to venture into a new type of video genre, and that genre will be called, well, I don't know what's the name of the genre, but the name that I give it is more like explanation, investigation, video essay videos. I have no idea the name of the genre, but I've been obsessed with that type of content for the past year, and I thought that it'd be fun to try it out and to share it with you guys, because why not? I thought that it'd be a good idea to talk about different things from my childhood, because lately I've been feeling very nostalgic. I think one of the main factors of why I've been feeling this way is because I am living over 1,000 miles away from my house. And I'm a college student, I'm almost 19 years old, and looking back at simpler times makes me feel happy sometimes, even though sometimes it makes me feel sad because I'm no longer 10 or 12 years old. Today I will be talking about a very special TV channel that was a big part of my childhood, and I'm pretty sure it's been a big part of your childhood as well. If you're watching this video, you probably know what the channel is, and that is Boomerang. Boomerang is a TV channel that mainly focuses on programming that consists of cartoon shows from the 1960s all the way to the 1990s, and today I think they show a lot of shows from the 2010s and maybe late 2000s as well. So, I'm gonna give you guys a little bit of the history of the channel, and then I'm going to talk about my personal history or personal memories with the channel. Let's get started with the history of Boomerang. So, Boomerang from Cartoon Network began as a block on the channel Cartoon Network in 1992. It would play for 4 hours every weekend, and they would show TV shows such as Looney Tunes and Where Are You, Scooby-Doo. The block was aimed more towards a baby boomer and maybe Generation X audience, since a lot of the people who grew up watching TV shows like Looney Tunes and Scooby-Doo and maybe even the Flintstones and the Jetsons were baby boomers, because those shows came out in the 1960s and the 1970s. And then after a couple months, that 4-hour block was shortened to 3 hours. I couldn't find out the reason why. There wasn't a lot of information about this TV channel out there. I could only find the Cartoon Network wiki and Wikipedia, which is basically the same thing. So please bear with me if any of this information is incorrect. Hopefully it's not incorrect. And then October 3rd of 2004, the block ended and was replaced by Adult Swim at Cartoon Network, which, if I'm not mistaken, to this day, Adult Swim is still a part of Cartoon Network programming. So 8 years later, after the block originally aired in 1992, in the year 2000, it became its own separate channel with the slogan, "Boomerang, it's all coming back to you." Like the block, it mainly focused on airing TV shows from the years 1960 all the way to the 1990s, maybe even early 2000s and late 2000s. That's the one that I grew up with. I grew up with a lot of shows from the 1990s, 1960s, 1970s, and 2000s as well, such as Courage the Cowardly Dog and The Adventures of Billy and Mandy. Some of the TV shows that they would feature were Tom and Jerry, the Looney Tunes, Scooby-Doo, the Powerpuff Girls, Dexter's Laboratory, like I already mentioned, Courage the Cowardly Dog, Billy and Mandy, and many, many more. On Fridays, the TV channel would have a block called Monthly Feature, where they would show the same cartoon for 24 hours straight. Honestly, I do not remember that. Growing up, I do remember that they would show the same cartoon for several hours, but I never noticed that it was actually for 24 hours because I was never up for 24 hours straight. And also, Boomerang was not known to be airing commercials that were not Cartoon Network or Boomerang related until 2013/2014, when the channel began doing some sort of a rebrand, and they began to show different types of advertisement, which meant that they would show advertisement for things that weren't Cartoon Network related and original programming. And in 2014, for some reason, Boomerang stopped using the slogan, "Boomerang, it's all coming back to you." I could not find the reason why they stopped using that slogan. I feel like that slogan is actually really, really good, and I guess the only reason why they stopped, my assumption is that the reason why they stopped using that slogan is because they started showing TV shows that were not from the 1960s or the 70s or the 90s. You know, since they started airing TV shows that were original programming and from Cartoon Network from the late 2000s, 2010s, and forward. So the channel began to air in Cartoon Network originals and reboots such as The Looney Tunes Show, which I fondly remember, and What's New, Scooby-Doo. Also, a lot of the regular content such as more retro cartoons. When I mean retro, I mean like the Flintstones, Jetsons, any type of shows that came out in the 1960s and up, were pushed to time slots that were not favorable for those TV shows. You know, time slots that did not get a lot of viewership. I'm assuming that those time slots are time slots that are like 11 o'clock at night, maybe even very early in the AM, like 4 a.m., 5 a.m. maybe. Because, you know, a lot of kids are not up at that hour. So I'm guessing that's, you know, why they're not very favorable. Then the channel started focusing more on showing TV shows from 1990 and up, which is something that I actually noticed because my latest memories with that channel, when I was maybe like 13, 12 years old, I remember watching a lot of Powerpuff Girls, a lot of Johnny Bravo, a lot of Dexter's Laboratory, and not really a lot of the Flintstones or the Jetsons or Yogi Bear or anything like that. Since 2017, they decided to give more focus to the 2010s shows, and a lot of shows like the Flintstones and the Jetsons have had minimal to rare appearances on the channel, and that's about it of the information that I was able to find. So a lot of these things I can actually remember, like I didn't really watch a lot of Boomerang in 2017, 2008, 2019 because I just didn't really watch a lot of TV when I was in my mid-teens, late teens. Since Netflix became a thing, HBO Max became a thing, Hulu, Amazon Prime, YouTube, whatever. Personally, I became distant from TV in general. Like I think I only watched TV when it came to award shows like the Oscars, the Emmys, the VMAs, or things like the Super Bowl, the Olympics, stuff like that. Things that are considered very special compared to like other TV things like the news and TV shows. So yeah, that's a little bit of the history of Boomerang as a channel. Okay, so now I'm going to talk a little bit about my own personal history with Boomerang. So I watched a lot of Boomerang growing up, especially when I would go to my grandparents' house from my mom's side because they had Boomerang and I didn't in my house. Like our cable provider did not include Boomerang, so I couldn't really watch it at home. So every single time I would visit my grandparents from my mom's side, you would most of the time catch me watching TV, watching a lot of Boomerang. A lot of the shows that are really that I remember the most are Dexter's Laboratory, the Powerpuff Girls, Courage the Cowardly Dog. I watched a lot of the Looney Tunes, sometimes Tom and Jerry, not that much. I'm not a very big fan of Tom and Jerry, but I do remember watching a lot of the Flintstones and the Jetsons as well. I watched a lot of those shows because for some reason I really liked watching shows that were way before my time. I think that looking at that animation and comparing it to animation now is very different. Another thing that stuck up to me when I was a kid watching Boomerang was the commercial bumpers, which are like little ads for the channel. They would always show like these different bumpers that are very like unique in a sense. Like they would show like a lot of toys and a lot of shorts that related to TV shows that were airing, like Yogi Bear. Honestly, like when I watched Boomerang and they would air TV shows from the 2010s and like late 2000s, I would get really mad. I was always looking at watching TV shows that were way before my time. That's what I wanted when I went to watch Boomerang. I did not want to watch The Amazing World of Gumball or Adventure Time or any other TV show like Johnny Test or whatever. That wasn't what I was looking for. So every single time that Boomerang would show TV shows like that, I would get really really mad. That's a little bit about my personal history with Boomerang. It's a really special TV channel, I think. It's, you know, it gives us, a lot of kids who are Gen Z, maybe even millennials, a glimpse of what our parents and maybe even grandparents watched when they were kids. And it's special. I like that. I really do. I like that it gives me a glimpse of, you know, what TV was like back then in the 1960s and the 70s. It's really nice. It's really special to see that. And I'm very sad that they're like adding more original programming, to be honest. Obviously, you know, it's part of an evolution. You know, every single TV channel goes through this evolution. Like Disney Channel obviously is not the same as to what it was when I was a kid. But to me, I feel like Boomerang is different because they aimed at showing a specific type of programming that is not the same to Cartoon Network now. I mean, now that I think about it, when we're adults, Boomerang will show these TV shows that we were watched when we were kids, and maybe our kids or the later generations will say like, hey, I love watching these old TV shows, and to us would be like, they're not old, I only watched them when I was a kid. I get it, but at the same time, it's kind of, you know, sad that we won't get to be watching a lot of those old TV shows anymore. I had a lot of fun doing research for this video. I've been doing research for a couple of days now. I've been taking it step by step since currently I am in school and I have a lot of assignments to turn in. But I had a lot of fun looking back at it, and I think my main motivator to making this video was because I was feeling nostalgic, like I said at the beginning. And a couple of months ago, I actually came across this TikTok page that focused on Boomerang, and they would show a bunch of Boomerang commercials and bumpers and stuff like that. So I think that's what made me very nostalgic and began my journey into looking into Boomerang. So if you love Boomerang, I'll make sure to leave the profile of that TikTok page in the description below, because it's really interesting. It's really fun to see all of those clips and shorts from the channel. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will leave in the description a Google Doc of the references that I used for this video, because I feel like it's only fair to obviously leave references to where I got the information, and if you guys want to check them out as well, because there's a lot more information that I did not include in this video when it came to programming like other countries and stuff like that. So if you're interested, I'll leave it in the comment section below for you guys. And remember to leave a like if you like this video, and to subscribe to get more of my videos. Hawkeye is coming out next week. No, in 2 weeks actually. As of the making of this video, it's kind of like a week and a half. So I might be doing reaction videos to Hawkeye. I'm very, very excited for that TV show. Also, make sure to subscribe and to click the post notification button to get notified when I post those videos, because I will be posting one per episode. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!